You know what hurts the most? It's not bad grammar. It's not a small vocabulary. It's that painful moment when you know the answer in your head, but your mouth refuses to say it. And for Ethan, that moment changed everything. 3 months ago, Ethan moved from Brazil to the United States with one dream: to become confident in English. But on his very first day in New York, he got completely stuck inside a coffee shop. Not because he didn't know English, because he didn't know real English. The kind people actually use every single day. And what happened next is exactly why most English learners lose confidence. It was raining hard outside. Ethan walked into a small warm coffee shop near Times Square. His jacket was wet, his hands were shaking. The cashier smiled. "Hey, what can I get for you?" Ethan froze. In school, he learned, "I would like to purchase a coffee." But suddenly, that sentence felt robotic. Too formal. Too strange. People behind him started waiting. His heart started racing. Then the cashier said something fast. "Take your time." Expression 1, take your time.
Take your time.
Meaning relax, no need to hurry. Ethan finally whispered, "Can I get a cappuccino?" The cashier smiled again. "A sure thing." Expression 2, sure thing.
Sure thing, boss.
Meaning of course. Ethan felt relieved for 2 seconds. Until the cashier asked, "For here or to go?" Ethan blinked. "For here. To go." His brain stopped working. The people behind him were getting impatient. Then a girl standing nearby quietly helped him. She means, "Are you staying here or taking it with you?" Ethan nodded quickly. "To go." The girl smiled. "Don't worry, happens all the times." Outside the cafe, Ethan felt embarrassed. I studied English for years, he thought. So why can't I understand simple conversations? That night he almost booked a flight back home. But then, he remembered something his father once told him. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after action. The next morning, Ethan made a decision. No more textbook English only. He would learn real daily expressions. The kind Americans use naturally. And that's when everything started changing. A week later, Ethan got a part-time job at a grocery store. On the first day, his manager Mike walked toward him carrying heavy boxes. "Can you give me a hand?" Expression 3, give me a hand.
Give me a hand.
Meaning help me. Ethan smiled proudly. For the first time, he understood immediately. "Yeah, absolutely." Mike laughed. "You're catching on fast." Expression 4, catch on.
Please don't follow me around with it either, because I feel like I'm going to catch on fire spontaneously.
Meaning understand something. Little by little, Ethan started noticing expressions everywhere. A customer dropped a bag of oranges. "Oh no, my bad." Expression 5, my bad.
Oh, my bad.
Meaning my mistake. Another worker looked exhausted and said, "I'm running on empty today." Expression 6, running on empty.
Not to mention, I got about 10 million trees to mark, and I don't know about you, but I am running on empty.
Meaning very tired or low on energy. At lunch break, coworkers invited Ethan to sit with them. One guy said, "Hey man, feel free to grab anything from the fridge." Expression 7, feel free.
And feel free to grab some groceries if you get a second,
Meaning you are welcome to do it. For the first time since arriving in America, Ethan didn't feel invisible anymore. But then came the real challenge. One Friday evening, the store became extremely busy. Customers everywhere. Phones ringing. People complaining. Mike suddenly looked stressed. "We're slammed right now." Expression 8, we're slammed.
We're slammed.
Mining extremely busy. Then he pointed at Ethan's. Can you handle the front counters? Ethan's stomach dropped. This was exactly the situation he feared. Speaking English under pressure. A customer walked in angrily. Hey, I've been waiting forevers. Ethan panicked internally. But then he remembered the expressions he had been practicing every day. He took a deep breath. Sorry about the wait. The customer sighed. It's fine. Then another customer asked, do you guys have almond milk? Ethan checked quickly. We're out of stock right now. Expression 9 out of stock.
We couldn't get the supplies from America because they run out of stock.
Meaning's not available right now. The customer nodded. No worries. Expression 10, no worries.
No worries.
Mining, it's okay. Something strange started happening. The conversations weren't perfect, but they were real. And real communication mattered more than perfect grammar. That night after work, Ethan sat alone on the subway. For the first time in months, he smiled at himself. Not because his English was perfect, because he finally understood people. And honestly, that changes everything. A few days later, Ethan met the same girl from the coffee shop again. Her name was Sophie. She recognized him instantly. Hey, cappuccino guy. Ethan laughed. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Sophie smiled. You're doing better now. Ethan nodded. I think so. Then Sophie said something unexpected. You want to hang out sometimes. Ethan almost missed the phrase. Expression 11, hang out.
You should hang out with Peter.
Meaning spend time together casually. But this time, he understood. Yeah, I'd love to. They started meeting every weekend. Coffee shops, street food, late-night walks through Manhattan. And slowly, English stopped feeling like a school subject. It started feeling alive. One evening, while eating pizza together, Sophie looked worried. I had a rough day. Expression 12, rough day.
I just had a really rough day and I was joking.
Mining, a difficult day. Ethan asked, what happened? My boss got mad at me over something tiny. Ethan laughed softly. That sucks. Expression 13, that sucks.
That sucks.
Meaning that's unfortunate. Sophie smiled. You sound American now. Ethan laughed harder. Maybe for the first time. He truly relaxed. Not translating every sentence in his head. Not fearing mistakes every second. Just talking. Like a normal person. And then came the moment he would never forget. It happened on a cold Sunday evening. Ethan and Sophie were walking through a crowded street market filled with music, lights, and food trucks. Everything felt peaceful. Until suddenly, Sophie touched her pocket. Her face changed instantly. My phone. She checked again. Then panic hit her eyes. I think someone stole it. Ethan froze. People were moving everywhere. Music was loud. Nobody noticed anything. Sophie looked overwhelmed. I had everything in there, my cards, my photos, my work files. Ethan's heart started racing too. A few months ago, he would have stayed silent. Too afraid to speak. Too afraid to make mistakes. But not anymore. He stepped forward. Okay, calm down, let's figure this out. Expression 14, figure this out.
I'll figure it out.
Meaning solve the problem. They quickly walked toward a nearby security booth. A police officer greeted them. What seems to be the problem? Sophie looked emotional, so Ethan spoke first. Her phone was stolen about 10 minutes ago. The officer nodded. Do you remember where you last had it? Ethan turned to Sophie. Think back. Expression 15, think back.
If you think back to Switzerland, you said you'd meet me on the rooftop, right?
Meaning remember something from the past. Suddenly Sophie pointed toward a taco truck. I had it there. They rushed back through the crowd. But the phone was gone. Sophie looked defeated. It's probably over. But Ethan noticed something. Near the food stand, a young boy was holding a phone nervously. Ethan carefully approached him. Hey, excuse me, is that your phone? The boy hesitated, then quietly said, No. The boy explained he found it on the ground and got scared. Sophie almost cried from relief. Oh my God, thank you. The boy handed the phone back. Ethan smiled warmly. You did the right thing. The boy relaxed immediately. And in that tiny moment, Ethan realized something powerful. Communication is not about sounding perfect. It's about connection. Simple words, simple expressions, real confidence. As they walked away, Sophie looked at Ethan differently. You know what's crazy? What? The first day I met you, you couldn't even answer a coffee question. Ethan laughed. Yes, I remembers. But now, she said softly, you sound confident. That word hit him deeply. Confident, not fluent, not perfect. Confident, and honestly, that's what most English learners truly want. Not perfection, just the ability to live, to speak, to connect, to stop feeling afraid. A few weeks later, Ethan got even bigger news. Mike, his manager, called him into the office. I've been watching your progress, Mike said. Ethan got nervous instantly. Then Mike smiled. We'd like to promote you. Ethan blinked. Wait, seriously? Mike nodded. You're great with customers, people like talking to you. Ethan almost couldn't believe it. Months ago, he struggled to order coffee. Now, people trusted him. After work, Ethan called his father back home. The moment his father answered, Ethan smiled emotionally. Dad, how are you, son? There was a long silence. Then Ethan finally said, I think I'm becoming the person I wanted to be. His father laughed softly. I knew you would. Ethan looked out at the New York skyline through the store window. The city no longer felt scary. It finally felt like home. And the truth is, most people think learning English means memorizing grammar rules. But real English lives inside moments. Inside stress. Inside friendships. Inside awkward mistakes. Inside tiny victories. That's where fluency is born. Before ending the call, Ethan's father said one final thing. Never be afraid to sound imperfect. Silence helps nobody. Ethan smiled quietly. He would never forget those words. Before we finish, here are the final daily expressions Ethan learned during his journey. Expression 16, step by step.
And we're going to go over it step by step so there's no foul-ups.
Meaning slowly, little by little. Expression 17, keep going.
Just keep going.
Meaning don't quit. Expression 18, you got this.
You got this!
Meaning you can do it. And maybe, that last expression is exactly what you need to hear today. Because if Ethan could go from fear to confidence, maybe you can too. So next time you feel nervous speaking English, remember this. People are not waiting for perfect English. They're waiting for real communication. And trust me, you got this. If this story made you feel motivated, inspired, or a little more confident, then your English journey has already started changing. And in the next story, I'll show you how one shy immigrant learned English just by listening to arguments inside a restaurant, and accidentally became the best speaker in the room. See you in the next smart English story.